example, it would resonate at the same emotional frequency that the whole city vibrates at.
So we're using ancient technology, but ancient measurements at the same time.
And each one has its own unique measurable frequency that has its own healing benefits.
So the length of the copper or the metal has its own frequency, just the measurement itself.
Yeah.
Mind blowing.
Each has its own octave. It's crazy.
Incredible.
I didn't know that.
Nah, me neither.
Right, and it can be encoded into any medium. So you're utilizing architecture, you could utilize it for jewelry, they could utilize it for their textiles, their clothes. So it was all around, they were following these measurements to encode those frequencies because they knew on a microscopic level that this was going to enhance them and bring them to a whole new level in human consciousness, human evolution.
So that's their foundation, their baseline for all things.
And they also knew that copper would be the best choice for conducting that frequency. It's supposed to be the most potent spiritual protectant metal, especially in our ancestral lineage. Our ancestors didn't believe that gold had the most proper protective. They thought it was copper, and then runner-ups were bronze and silver and brass.
Incredible. So copper, electromagnetically, is more beneficial than gold. Really interesting concepts. I mean, gold is cool. Gold is beautiful.
Absolutely.
Gold is the measurement of value in our
aesthetic.
society, right?
Absolutely.
But copper, that stuff you think is not that important, is actually more energetically potent than gold, which is a beautiful concept. So get your copper, y'all. Put
Why
your
you think
copper
they
on
had
your
to
body.
downplay it? Don't take up all the copper.
I mean, honestly, you look at everything that we're is all copper, bringing electricity into this radio station on everything that we got. So
Think about a house when it's built for the most part in its rawest form. The most valuable part of it, once it's stripped down, is the copper pipes.
y'all better put some
She
respect on
knows.
copper's name out here.
Traces back. That's not coincidental.
Yeah.
Man, so I know there's so many different concepts you guys specialize in. When you pop up and be around, there's musical aspects, there's the healing of the hands, there's Reiki energy. For you guys, the Guardians of Gaia, how did you guys come up with that name?
Evolved.
Well, that's my own personal doing. I originally came up with the name Brother Gaia because my mission essentially was to be here for the earth. Just essentially because of all the innovations I found that were not being implemented into humanity to clean and regenerate ourselves. And then that slowly evolved as we came together, me and Bliss, as the Brothers of Gaia. We came together and we started creating these devices together with the knowledge that we had accumulated separately. But at the same time, so synchronistically. And so then it eventually evolved into, we saw many different fractals, if you will, of people around the world also doing similar work. And so that turned into, okay, well, if it's not just us, then it should be the Guardians of Gaia, if it's not just us. And then that slowly evolved into a private ministerial association that we've created in order to be able to protect people who are utilizing these technologies and protecting them from a religious or spiritual standpoint, because that's our strongest protection, if you ask me.
I love that. And you just hit on the topic that I didn't think we were going to talk about today, but I definitely got to ask about PMAs. I've heard a lot of people in the sovereignty field and the holistic wellness and honestly freedom talk about PMAs, but I don't know anybody that's really pulled it off and done it and gone through the process to make this work. So just briefly talk about that process for me.
Of course, yeah. So, I mean, it's a private process, right? You're creating a private structure that if an entity outside of it were to come in and ask you about it, you have some type of facilitation for organization, right? So the PMA allows for private transactions between members, private services. And so, and in that way, we're not held up by regulations, laws, statutes of any limitation. The transaction is strictly between us based off of a contractual agreement that we're both members within an association that follows the same religious principles, religious values. And so the way that we have it structured is that eventually all members have a PMA card that they can actually utilize when and this is kind of a slightly off topic, but I'll bring it in anyways, is that in Europe, radionics is legal. What we do as far as quantum energy healing is illegal over there. Over here, radionics is technically illegal.
It's illegal.
Yes, it's technically made illegal by the U.S. government. But what happened was the American Psychotronics Association realized that, okay, we can just rename it something else and bring it into America still. So we label it as psychotronics in America.
Psychotronics.
Yeah. And the reason why I bring that up is because if the U.S. were to outlaw psychotronics, then we have religious protections.
I see that, and brilliant. That is brilliant. Oh man, WHCR 90.3 FM radio, the voice of Harlem. I'm here with the Guardians of Gaia. Brother Guy just gave me a great breakdown on PMAs and how we can conduct our everyday goings and comings and transactions through a protection through a religious freedom and sharing some things that they don't want us to have access to.
Because remember, this is ancestral. This is our birthright, in a sense. So to allow it to be taken from us, no. We know our rights. We know the system, and we're going to fall in line where we belong, which is receiving that ancient technology, that ancient wisdom, and learning how to evolve it in a way that works for us present day. So thank you. Gratitude.
Heck yeah. So there's a lot of art that goes behind this magic. I know, Brother Bliss, you out here. Beautiful chain on, by the way.
Thank you. Handmade.
Yeah, handmade. So tell me about the process of making this jewelry.
Okay, absolutely. Well, it's mostly visionary and geometric. I was very inspired by sacred geometry or ancient civilizations and stuff. But the biggest part of it's crystal healing and sacred resonance. So I also work with qubits. Even when I'm not making tensor rings, everything's definitely measured to a qubit. I'm OCD about it because everything's frequency, for sure. But the most important thing is intention. This is a seed of life. It's just a fractal of the flower of life. But everything I make or we make together is just like acknowledging that we are interwoven into this greater fabric of the universe, and is all for amplifying, just like these devices are. These devices get a little more deep though, because they have like a much wider field of radius. But when we make jewelry for you, it's acknowledging that you are also like a frequency generator. And we're like helping you to attune your body to that all the time.
Nice. The frequency of our bodies, the biofield, some people call it, aura, a lot of different words that conceptualize the fact that we are a meat suit that emits a whole bunch of different frequencies and energies, and being able to interact with those frequencies by using nature's frequencies, I think is what you guys are doing magnificently, and adding the art pieces to that. And I'm just happy to be able to talk about this stuff widely and sharing my platforms and getting it on the radio and Instagram and wherever we're streaming right now. Because this information is extremely important. People are dealing with a lot of health issues, and they don't know why. And the chronic health issues that are on a physical nature, and no one is exploring, at least legitimately and intensely, the energetic aspects of that. So I think this is really, really, really dope.
I want to piggyback off of that too, because I think a lot of it has to do with our disconnection. We are microcosms of Earth. Like you said, we all emit this frequency. Earth has an electromagnetic sphere running right through the center of it. That is our core. We are electromagnetic beings to the subatomic level. That's what it is. We are sparks of light, and like we said last week, we're biochemical reactions happening. So if we disconnect from Earth, we're disconnecting from our very selves. So how can we not be sick? That's dis-ease. How is that any form of ease or flow? And how can we continue to generate that current when we're disconnecting from the ultimate source?
That's 100% accurate.
That's right. I could elaborate on that for a second too. That's a good one to hop in on. So yeah, one of the things to elaborate on with the tensor technology is that we're creating these superconductor circuits. And like these little circuits are creating their own current. You can think of it as its own little like auric field, right? And so this field that is created is closer in resonance to Earth's core, is close in resonance to, extremely close in resonance to Earth's core. So when we're walking around the city, when we're doing our thing, you know, keeping these pieces of tech on us is really important to stay grounded. You know, not putting your feet on the grass all the time. So, and things of that nature. So having this technology does help you get close to the Earth's core because of that. These like Cupid links that we were mentioning, and creating that superconductor current, closed loop circuit, creates a gaseous discharge. And it's literally amazing. It's a great way to bring your energetic fields into closer with harmony, ease the geopathic stress.
Especially when out here in the city.
Yeah.
You know, when I was chilling with y'all, we was out there in PA. We was in the woods.
Oh, man.
We had our shoes off.
Beautiful.
We was out here frolicking.
It was beautiful.
Frolicking and flourishing.
Frolicking and flourishing.
That's
But
right.
now, you know, out here in the city, you know, it's a little bit different. Everyone got their shoes on. You ain't walking around in New York streets with no shoes on.
Grounding becomes
for the
a whole
most
practice
part.
at that point.
Yeah, it's a different game. So we got to find new mediums in which to ground. So I love the fact that we can use copper, we can use beautiful artistry, jewelry to put around us, and then also I know you got some wires to plug some of this stuff in. Explain
Yeah, I saw
explain
that.
that.
I was like, guys.
Like we using more electricity to enhance the frequencies. Is this what's happening over here?
Yeah, this is actually the device that we actually started Brothers of Gaia off on, and how we actually connected in the first place. It was like founded on the coolest forum in the internet.
Yeah. So essentially, what it's called is the sucker punch.
Okay.
And basically, when you look this thing up, it's basically a Mobius coil. So let me describe a Mobius coil for you real quick. A Mobius coil is a double helix coil, just like our own DNA. And so our own DNA is a perfect conductor for etheric energies. Any energy. It is just a massive conductor. This has been founded by Nikola Tesla and all the innovative scientists that have figured out geometry is integral to circulation of energy. And so the Mobius coil generates etheric energy unlimitedly because of the geometry. And then what we do is we take a tensor ring, which also, you know, increases the resonant frequencies, the frequencies that are coming into an intense level. And then this energy that's supposed to be conducting everything gets organized by the Schumann resonance frequencies of the Earth. And those frequencies are, you know, capable of creating negative ions, cleansing pollutants within our bodies, activating so many different processes inside of our bodies that are supremely integral to our internal environment.
I love that.
Yeah. So what it does is it pulses that field. There's a crystal in the middle, and basically the crystal is a placeholder for thoughts, intentions, emotions, and then that placeholder is then pulsed out into the consciousness field or the quantum field, and that manipulates physical reality from a quantum level. So then you see the cleansing of pollutants, you see the cleansing of blood, and also a shifting in consciousness in not only yourself, but the local neighborhood. You can find that people are fighting less, are more peaceful, or more sociable, and in general, just things just feel cleaner.
Nice. The sucker punch. Does that need to be plugged in all the time?
It does, yeah.
All right, so
We do offer earth-powered sucker punches, though, that can just be plugged into the dirt, literally.
nice.
But the standard ones always have a power. So we have passive technology and we have powered technology.
Awesome. So I'm gonna need a sucker punch from my family members. Because they be wilding. It's calm the energy. That's really dope.
And I want to
it's
say
so
it
subtle.
does cleanse the blood. I had no idea you guys did this. I made a makeshift Torrensville almost out of copper. Got my crystal, plugged it into the dirt. And that was the first time since, I want to say 2013 maybe, that I had a blood test that was just all
Whoa.
in the clear. Like, I can show you guys my records after. I
beautiful.
am going to, because it was insane. So you guys saying that was like, okay, it worked.
Oh, yeah.
And you guys know, like, I'm very woo-woo, but I can explain things biochemically and through physics. So,
Oh,
but
for sure.
yeah, this is
Yeah.
it. I'm gonna give you a couple of sucker
explanations.
punches.
Explanations for the unexplainable.
So sometimes you channel it and you're like, this is just what I need to do. I feel this is how I need to connect to nature right now and heal myself. But then again, when you get new measurements. You learn about new measurements and aligning yourself in this way. It's a whole science and art form, like you said, behind it. So
Yeah.
thank you for educating us.
Yeah, the structuring.
Right.
I know that's the word that I feel like is so important, because we like structuring energy and then it's structuring our biology, but it boils down to the most important molecule, which is the water. So using these energetic devices to help structure our most important element for our body is something that you guys specialize and you focus on, right? This is an idea that I've heard amongst the field of holistic health, but not in a way using art and music and sound and frequency in a way that you guys have done that. Let's talk a little bit about the structuring of water.
For sure. Oh, I mean, there's some beautiful lab tests and like peer-reviewed studies that compare the grounding techniques of someone like just planting their feet on the ground, as well as having copper on their body, and you can see the clumped blood, like the blood cells literally like just forming like big clots, and like the circulatory system is slowed down a lot, versus someone who's grounded maybe just with a grounding mat, feet on the earth or copper on their body, and it's like everything's spaced out equally, and it's just much easier, and it's just amazing. But it also comes down to the fact like tensor rings and copper, tensor rings especially though, because they have a reprocessing structuring aspect to them. If they structure water molecules and cohesively shape them to perfect little snowflakes, that's what they're doing to our own body. They're helping us attain our true crystalline form.
Yeah, that's incredible, man. We're bringing some harmony and healing to the body. Like I told this story on the radio a couple of times ever since we've met, right? And I saw you guys using this table to give Leslie a massage. Shout out to Leslie, Michael Fest coordinator. And I'm like, what in the world is happening? I hear bass, deep bass, there's music, there's a gun shooting electricity, there's a plasma ray, there was so much action. I tried to tell my boys about this. I was like, yo, I had a 5D massage. They're like, what? Like, first off, pause. And I was like, what you mean?
Then when you told me about it, I was like, so you got jumped in the best way?
But yeah, there was so many different attributes that you guys put together in this technology, but this healing modality. I would love for y'all to break that down for me.
Of course, yeah. So I first want to start off with like we're all water, right? And so water has so many different mediums that have been proven to actually structure it. And so we've taken that principle and applied it to this multimodal massage, if you will. So when we're structuring water, right, inside or outside of the body, we can utilize like sunlight, red light, infrared light. When we use magnets, it structures, right? It brings things into organization. When we use electricity, when like plasma strikes, like lightning strikes the water, it turns it into a very high spin state, highly energetic state. And then when we use vibration, things like tuning forks, that can also be utilized to bring water into that structure or form. And so because we're all water, if we combine all of these mediums, right, and allow the water to move through the tissues in this perfectly structured and organized way with multiple stimuli, right, then what ends up happening is within the body, the fascia, right, which is basically this organ that streamlines as a crystalline, stretchy fabric across our entire bodies, and allows us to move, also store emotions as well within our bodies. And so what we found when we work on people with this is that they'll have emotional releases. They'll have scar tissues, knots, blockages of any sort that are inflaming their body being either dissipated, reduced, or removed. And I attribute this to, that multimodal approach of we're basically just shaking the container of the human body until it's in its perfect form, perfectly coherent geometrical form.
Yeah.
Like a Rubik's Cube.
putting all the pieces together from different aspects. I cannot elaborate to you listeners anywhere, everywhere. This was the most relaxing experience I've ever had in my life on planet Earth.
Wow.
I used to say that doing sensory deprivation, that was the most relaxing thing. You know, you get into the float tank. Y'all been in float tanks before?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, so you know the float tank is like there's no light, there's no outside stimuli. You're not even experiencing gravity. You know, it's people kind of take that for granted. Gravity is a major stressor. You know, for me as an adaptogenic herbalist, you know, I focus on the stress on our bodies, our minds, how that impacts our day-to-day behavior. So it was, for me, it used to be floating. That was it. That was the creme de la creme. And then I met you guys. Y'all introduced me to a whole new animal, man.
That's so cool.
This is dope, man. Also, we on WACR 90.3 FM radio, the voice of Harlem. I got the Guardians of Gaia, Brother Gaia Bliss, and John Manny here. We're discussing the other modalities that y'all not hearing about, that y'all need to hear about, that y'all need to experience and be immersed in to help your body and help your mind heal. In a world where there's a lot of stressors, a lot of tragedy, there's a lot of trauma, there's a lot of problems, but these brothers over here, they got solutions. I can just tell you, man, just spending time with them, the energy that they put off is infectious. You know, I like to be around people with high energy that is healing energy. That's, you know, what Sheila Jam was really all about. When Ron put us all together, he was like, yo, let's find the creme de la creme, the guys from all over the place that help heal within their communities. And then we all came together for an incredible festival of music and healing.
Shout out Ron.
Yeah, shout out to Ron, man.
Sheila Jam.
Sheila Jam. I think this is the third year that they've done it. We're going to keep it growing and keep it going. Next year it's going to be bigger and better. Amethyst Center in
Amethyst Retreat Center. Duncannon, PA.
Yeah, that's a
Beautiful place.
beautiful place.
Beautiful place.
Changed my life.
Yeah, next year we're going to do it again. We're definitely going to do it again.
We got the phone number. We talking.
Yo, if y'all got questions, speaking of phone number, oh, you know what? I don't even got my phone on me. Don't text me. I will not ask your question on air. Don't text me. But the text line is 201-632-3061. I'll get to your text questions later because we're going to be going off air and we got the massage bed. So we might go live later on that to show that experience as well, man. Because this is full spectrum healing.
And I'll go check the live. Yeah, I'll come over and check the live and bring back some questions, guys. So Instagram and Facebook, ask your questions. So think about when the body keeps the score, what is the solution you want? Because this whole shakeup will get you back in order. It will get your body restructured and realigned, rather, in the way it needs to be.
That's really cool you say that, too, because all frequencies are guided by intention, right? Shout out Dr. Emoto, who proved that emotions affect water structure.
Yeah.
But, like, all these frequencies help and train the cellular makeup of the body to resonate. It also affects the mitochondria, the ATP production, your ability to produce and store energy and release it and use it at your own free will, override the sympathetic nervous system, get the parasympathetic going, all that.
Right.
Shout out Dr. Emoto.
Yes, sir. Talking the intent, the water experience with Dr. Emoto was really, really dope.
Yeah.
And I've seen people replicate it too, which is like, all right, proof is in the pudding.
Yeah.
Like your words have power.
I've done it with my middle
It's
schoolers.
life changing.
On the most basic level, like how before we did the experiment of talking to the plants, we just spoke to the water. Then we spoke to the soil. Then we spoke to the outside environment for the day. Or actually, we did it for 3 days. So we can see by the fourth day what our direct environment would look like. And all of that played a part based on how we spoke to each of those samples differently, how that plant grew over that 3-month process. So if any of my babies are watching, I need you to ask some questions.
Right. That's awesome. That's amazing.
And while we're still on the topic of water, I definitely want to bring together y'all to this person's work, Veda Austin.
Oh, yeah. I was going to bring her up.
Yes.
I'm glad you did it.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, she does amazing work. She does basic water crystallography. Just takes a petri dish. Basically takes like a word or a symbol, or even asks the water a question, and then after that takes a microscope after freezing it, and shows the images that are reflected. And what she's confirmed essentially is that, well, I'll give you one example. Her name is Veda Austin, of course. So what she did was she wrote on a piece of paper, "What is my name?" And was able to take her initials and print them into the water. So she saw a VA printed in there. Another aspect of it is that she was able to ask it, or not even ask it, she was able to put a seed, right, from an apple. And that apple seed was then, charging that water. When she took it out, it showed the image of not the seed, but the apple. So it was able to see the timeline by which that seed was going to develop into. It was able to see the 3D matrix blueprint, if you will, of how something is going to be generated in, its fullest form. So water, and that in that aspect is pretty much organic collective intelligence that's able to reach into the Akashic forward and backwards in our timeline to be able to give us very, very profound insights. And you can only imagine what that does, when we're having those spiritual insights within ourselves and meditation in altered states, or medicine journeys of any sort.
Incredible. You mentioned Akashic, so I got to give a little breakdown because not everybody knows what Akashic. I had this conversation with my dad, actually, this past weekend, and coming from Virginia in a road trip. And I was like, "You never heard of Akashic record?" He said, "Akasha what?" So I was like, essentially, I like to think of it as the consciousness of God, right? It is all-knowing, all-seeing, past, present, future, current, everything that you're thinking, everything that you might have thought before, everything you might think in the future, everything that could happen, all the possibilities stored in one cloud, if you will,
Right.
for our understanding is mere mortals.
Right.
But yeah, so you mentioned that. I want to break that down.
Absolutely, yeah. It's a cosmic library for sure, just like so many different timelines, visualizations, and yeah.
And it
So-
seems as the water is this medium that has direct access to it. Does it have its own intention? And I don't think. Maybe it does for helping and healing, but I feel like we put our intentions into the water and it molds. Bruce Lee said, "Be like water," right? It just molds into whatever you want it to be, which is really awesome. And Veda Austin's work has been incredible, mind-blowing. It's like unbelievable to see that, you can use water and freeze it and it can create beautiful images based on the input that you give to it. And it seems like, maybe that's just coincidence, but it's just been replicated over and over and over and over. So it cannot be ignored or denied. And I feel like her work is now catching fire, and people are really opening their minds to the possibilities of what we can do with our intention, but also our intention placed on the most abundant resource, the most necessary resource, which is the water.
Her experiment with the apple seed made me think that water is the conductor of nature's intention, and how we choose to set our intentions to align to that determines what our trajectory, so to speak, looks like, whether it's going to be dis-ease in alignment, flourishing and evolving, if you will. So it's, are we going to align with that and keep live water a thing? Because not all water is, I don't want to say created equal, but
It all
flowing
changes.
equally, right? It's not sustained equally, if that makes sense.
Well, there's another aspect to water that I want to mention for sure.
Sure.
That ties into the ancients, So basically, water is this all container. It's a perfect container for light. That's why our DNA is actually surrounded by it in order to be able to regenerate, recalibrate. And so, because water is that perfect structured medium for light, I'm going to bring in basically the Philosopher's Stone, right? So the Philosopher's Stone, manna, or ormus, right, was a substance that ancient Egyptians and other ancient cultures collected, basically in order to give the royalty and all the higher-ups longer lifespans, telepathic powers, the whole length of everything that you would think would be superhuman.
Right.
And this substance was discovered by David Hudson recently by basically detonating. It was a large detonations right in a gold mine, and he would find this white coriander-like powder, And that white coriander-like powder, when you took it into a lab, was weightless, right, when it was heated. It would also was not identifiable by lab spectrography, so it's not anything known on the periodic table necessarily.
Right.
Right, and so he found this very anomalous. And so as he continued to, discover this, he was like, this has to be the manna of the Bible that they were speaking of, the shewbread that was given to, the Israelites,
Right.
I believe, right.
I'll keep them alive.
Right, exactly.
In the desert.
Exactly, yeah. And it was for 5 or 6 decades, is what they say. And that very substance, right, is the material matter of the human soul, is from what my understanding is. And it's spanned across, all ancient cultures, but is, contained within water. They so centered on water chambers within their ancient sites, which all had that frequency infusion. The idea was that you could be able to contain this ormus within that water and then be able to ingest it.
Awesome. So this is, I think now, I guess the closest thing is the nanoparticle gold. I know that they've been using this in many different medical applications, which has been really exciting for cancer, for diagnostics, but also treatments, and seeing how gold in this really unique state can break down damaged DNA or attached to DNA in different sorts. So the expounding of gold in many different avenues within our lifetime now is just like groundbreaking, and we're just scratching the surface on all the unique things that we can do on a health aspect while using that. So I think it's awesome. But frequencies, this is the new age. This is what, just nothing that you have to put in your body. It's just frequencies are everywhere. But now we're finding in and tapping into the right frequencies. This is where some of the magic lies. And I know you guys are in this creative field and using frequencies, because we think frequencies is everything, right? Everything is vibrating. It's vibration, it's frequency. They're synonymous. So I don't want to confuse people by saying one is different than the other, but there's different forms. Light has its own frequency. Sound has its own frequency. There's densities. There's levels to it, right? But you guys are using sound and the frequencies of sound in a way that is very healing. So let's talk about some of those different tonalities and frequencies and sounds that you guys use to create music.
John?
Yeah, buddy, I'll hop in there on that one for sure. I've been waiting for this moment. What up, y'all? What up, y'all? Okay, yeah, so before I do dive super deep into that one, I just want to let you know that everything that we've been talking about is actually like directly related to me and why I got into music as a sound healer. The Dr. Masaru Emoto's water test is literally the thing that changed my life as a musician. So I put all of this together in my head and realized that the water is being charged by the words. The words are the mantra, and the mantra is repeated over and over and over again. And if I'm writing lyrics to myself, aka my giant body of water, right? And my giant body of water is gonna vibrate to the words that I write, the lyrics that I write. That's how it started, before even getting into frequency. Then I better make sure that I write something that's gonna last forever, for me, to me. So I'm gonna be 90 years old, I'm gonna have great grandkids, whatever it may be, and that song right there, I'm proud. It holds up. And it, not only that, when it plays, it makes the body move and makes the body feel the water inside the body, the cells, it makes it all feel energized, feel good. So that was what got me deep into when I decided to be a professional musician. I decided to do that because it was for healing myself, it was for healing my family, it was for the idea of possibly one day sincerely healing the world. So yeah, and then now as we get a little further on and we start to use frequency, now we start to learn about, become deeper into the game, and really the Schumann resonance, the resonance of the earth, all these overtones of harmonic symphony, harmonic like geometry is absolutely gorgeous. And how can I grab these things and bring them into my work and into my music? So some of the frequencies that I personally have been resonating with in the last 2 years are 444 hertz, 432 hertz, and 528 hertz. And now every song that I release, produced, engineered, mixed, and mastered by myself, is tuned to one of these healing frequencies. I put out a beat tape every summer in July. All of my releases are on full moons with like great intention. So every July full moon, I have a 15-track beat tape called Summer Soul, and all of those beats are tuned to healing frequencies. And now, as time's gone on, I met more people, went around, and like people, my music started to pass around in circles, and we've had people start to like report like all these happy thoughts, all these good feelings, and all these different modalities that we're using now are really like making impacts on people. So we turned into a symbiotic group where we like decided to team up, put our mastermind together, and we made the massage bed a vibroacoustic massage table. Vibroacoustic massage table, yes. And so this is how we're delivering these sound frequencies that I was just referring to.
Yeah.
We're delivering these sound frequencies via vibroacoustic massage table. You'll also have headphones on, and you'll have the massage table with all of these amplifiers and kickers underneath these speakers, and it's going to be playing this beautiful. And I should mention too, the music sounds like good music. It sounds like hip hop. It sounds like singing. It sounds like elegant, beautiful music. It sounds like whatever we choose to make it sound like. And then when we add our lyrics to it and we move the tuning of it to things that are more close to resonance with Earth and with the Schumann resonance, that's how the healing happens. So the song can sound banging, it can sound like comfortable, familiar. It doesn't have to sound like a frequency generated tone in order to provide that healing.
Right. That's awesome. That's just so dope. Yeah. I'm a person that listens to healing music. I'll be going on YouTube, like, give me some solfeggio frequencies.
Yep.
Give me some binaural beats. Right. But the fact is, like, there's just like tones and sounds. You've made music with lyrics and catchy hooks and good beats, and like it's harmonious, not just the sound or the tone, but it's a full compilation of frequency and music. I love that. So we are WHCR 90.3 FM radio, the voice of Harlem. We're here with the Guardians of Gaia, talking with John Mann himself on the music creation process. This is, I think, honestly, is what you're doing is groundbreaking, collectively and individually, which is awesome. And I love to see, great things come in symbiosis together like this. So we got the music, we got tell me the name of the bed again.
The vibroacoustic massage table.
Vibroacoustic.
And real quick, I would like to say a great thank you to Steven and Seraphi Studios. So a little while ago, I got connected with this awesome studio in Philadelphia. A wonderful man who's also on this light working path, and he's doing great things for this world. And so him and I have started a relationship, and I'm blessed to record my music there, and like spend time with him. And I've learned a lot from him, and he is the person who helped us build this vibroacoustic massage table.
So he helped you guys build this. This is like a one-of-one type.
This is a one-of-one thing. We have been doing this for a few months now, and we're like, we're stepping into this journey, but we have never seen another person do this like anywhere. This is something that we've right? Have you guys ever seen this?
No, and it's also very unique because the way we do our services, we come to you if needed. So to have that in-house for people who aren't capable or aren't comfortable going out into the public, it's a godsend.
Absolutely. I would like to ask, can you guys explain what the difference is between, I can't even call it a sound bed, but the device and services together that you all bring versus the traditional kind of bland sound beds that are on the market? Because like you said, they just give you kind of the bass, pop on the headphones, and then you lay there. So give us like the intricates of why you guys' combination of services is way more beneficial.
Absolutely. Well, this is special because it is, first of all, taking the entire intention base to be binaurals. And he wired it so that it would properly resonate the binaurals. Because we have a headphone input and we also have the speaker input. But he he masterminded the speakers, so there's 4 transducers fixed to the bottom of the bed using the wood frame as the resonance, so that can conduct the frequency through your entire body, and the whole thing's vibrating. Really, it doesn't have to be too intense. You can change the volume of it, but we can also do live sound through it. That's the game changer, because this guy likes to do the lives.
Oh, yeah.
We have the
Oh, yeah.
pre-recorded ones. We have a whole playlist that he's supplied for us, but it's also amazing that we can plug in and do didgeridoo. We could do voice. We could do the beat tapes.
Yep, the guitar into there, custom beat machine with all of the samples loaded and already tuned to healing frequencies. And we can really play off of each other. As I'm watching the session happen and the energy work happen, I'm literally seeing in real time the person who's receiving this. I'm seeing their reactions to it. I'm seeing what their body is telling us. And I can make a decision at that moment to go ahead and even change keys. I can change the whole key of the song. I can do literally whatever I want in real time as they're doing their work. So it's really fun, honestly. Like, we are, very passionate about what we do. We're here to do this for real, but we're having a great time doing it, and we're just really like proud of each other and building each other up. And that's something that's very important to us too, is to bring that fun, loving energy into this world at the same time.
Yeah, that's it.
Make healing fun again.
That's it. Make healing fun again. Come
So,
to you.
No
the
shade to
convenience.
the competitors, but this is not a one-size-fits-all approach, and it's a very aligned with where you are to bring your body directly into harmony approach. It's assessing you and treating you continuously, all in one. So I don't think I've heard of that being done.
Yeah,
I know I have not heard of that.
I don't
being
think
done
that, I don't think
anywhere.
there is any competitors.
Right. There's none.
This is a combination of minds and putting technology that is ancient and modern together in a way that's never been seen before.
Right.
Which is awesome. And bringing it to the people. How would somebody request this service? How would they get to you? How does that work?
Well, they can hit us up on brothersaguy@gmail.com. They can find us on Instagram, everywhere.
My Instagram is brother.gaia. If you go to my link tree, it has a whole host of different links to not only these technologies, also education on the technologies, and also just a direct line for a consultation with me in order to get you basically situated for what kind of custom treatment you may need from us. Because of course, like she said, not one size fits all, and we figured that out for a long time after adding all these modalities. Some modalities don't work for other people. Some people have really sensitive nervous systems and can't take all the stimulus. Some people just need hands-on work. So we're as flexible as we need to be for our clients. Yeah. But it all starts with the consultation. Because if I don't know anything about what's going on in your life, as well as your conditions, then there's no possible way I could tailor it to you. So that's the first place to start. Is it's actually Linktree/Brother Gaia. And it's all one word.
Got it. Okay. So that's how they tap in with you. How far do you guys travel? What's your radius?
So anywhere between like an hour and a half. We kind of coordinate with any events that we're doing in the local area. If we happen to be out there for like 1, 2, or even 3 days. Basically what's been happening is we've been creating a list of people in those areas, and then when we are going to be in those areas or know we're going to be in those areas, we message those people to let them know, and then whoever catches the wave catches the wave.
Okay. Speaking of events, today actually I have a farmers market in Weehawken, right on the water overlooking the city. Will you guys be available to come and chill with your boy out there?
Absolutely.
Yeah?
Absolutely. That's
Oh, shoot. We done had a new level of healing.
snap.
Y'all come out, get an herbal mocktail, and potentially get yourself on the, tell me the name of the bed again.
The vibroacoustic
The
massage table.
vibroacoustic massage
Yeah.
table. Y'all get to meet the brothers, the guardians of Gaia and Brother Gaia and Bliss and John Manna himself.
Right off the water.
Right off the
which
water.
is-
It's nothing. I cannot think of a better environment to have some healing get infused to you, because the Hudson River is right there. The water's flowing. It's a beautiful aesthetic. Yo, that'll be dope, man. I can't wait to have you guys out there with me again. We're gonna do this again. And I'm excited to have you guys and bring this energy and bring this technology and this innovation to the people. All right, this is the People's Healing Hour. This is what we do. We talk about what's happening next, what's going down the line, how people can easily and simply incorporate this technology and these modalities into their lives to make them feel better, feel whole, feel more productive. Feel seen, feel felt. You know, this is the goal. That's always my motto. I'm an herbalist, right? But I don't just sit here and say, take a herb. This is a herb for this. Take that pill. Take this. Nah, there's other things. You got to incorporate it all. You got to breathe deep. You got to make sure your water is structured and it got some love in it. Right? Talk kindly to yourself. Have the mental things and the breathing exercises. Everything all plays a part into our healing process. And we're healing every single day, no matter what. Are you healing effectively or are you healing ineffectively? It doesn't matter what you do. A healing process is going to happen. You just got to maximize that. And you guys have brought the tools for maximization.
That's right. That's right. Speaking of them tools, I brought a little something with me right over here.
Oh, shoot.
You mentioned that scalar plasma projector before.
Oh, man, he got the energy gun.
I got the energy gun on me.
Shout out to Vaughn, the Black Airbender.
I got the energy gun. This is the Free Flyer energy gun.
Oh,
and shout out to Vaughn, the Black Airbender, my man's.
You might
This
not
one,
be
right?
able to turn
I've
it
only
on
seen
in
like
here.
the huge scalar
Yeah.
projectors.
I don't
This
have to
is
turn
dope.
it on in here, but excuse me.
Oh man, you can't turn that on. I don't know what's gonna happen. The engineer's gonna kill me. We shot something on the microphone. They're gonna kill me out here.
So on the back we have we have a single burst mode, so first we should explain, so we're shooting cold plasma, yes, and so this cold plasma is gonna be able to first of all, it's gonna be destroying all bacteria on wherever it hits because it is cold plasma. It's literally going to burn away all bacteria. The way that I like to use this device is to use it on my extremities, my fingers and toes, and to go in a downward and outward motion. And this is going to help to allow your mind to neural connections be there all the way, thoroughly all the way through. So it really helps that mind to neuron connection. And as I was going to mention before, it has a single burst mode, it has an automatic feature, and it has a little bit of adjustability. So you can go really intense, you can go pretty calm. So we can use this to help patients or help a person's mind and neuron connection go further. You can also use this as an energy cleanser too, going around the whole energy, the whole space, as it is bursting that cold plasma, literally destroying any bacteria, harmful bacteria that's right there in the airborne environment as well.
Incredible. And I wish you guys could see this. Actually, you can see this. You can pull up in Weehawken today to take a look at this incredible cold plasma technology alongside with the massage bed and the tensor technology. Man, this is an incredible. We're gonna have you guys on. I think maybe on a monthly cadence. I feel like I'm gonna work this out because we got so many things to talk about and to dive deeper on. But let's go around the room. Make sure that everybody can tap in with you guys individually and then also collectively. Where can people find you?
All right, well, y'all can find me at John Manna Music on Instagram. I go by John Manna and the Free Flyers. I am John Manna. We collectively, the Free Flyers, represents our freedom of expression, freedom of speech, freedom to say yes, freedom to say no. If you know, you know. If you don't know, now you know. And so we're free to fly, It's really a big community building something bigger than ourselves. So yeah, John Manna and the Free Flyers. And the music that we're referring to is my album is called The Free Flyers, The Flight Plan. And the, excuse me, and then my jewelry page is Manna Magnetics. I would also just like to quickly mention that I have my own music festival as well, the Flow State Festival, mindfulness event.
Where's that going to be?
So when or where?
When?
Both.
Yeah, both. So right now we're planning our Flow State Creators Camp Out for September 12th, 13th, and 14th. And this is going to be a small curated event for musicians, artists, sound healers, facilitators that are very serious about bringing healing into this world. So we are going to do that, and that's going to be a small gathering where we link up for 4 days. And in the middle of our creators gathering, we're going to throw a one-day event, a ticketed event, and we're going to have our artists perform, and it's going to be a way for us to learn our roles and get to know each other better, do some team building and bonding exercises. Then we're going to take that information and data, and we're going to throw a full Flow State Festival. It'll be my third festival that I've thrown myself, and that will be in the year 2026, most likely in August.
Nice. So next August,
Yep.
we doing this.
Yep.
Awesome.
Thank you, guys.
No problem. Thank you. Bliss, where can people find you, man?
Hey, thank you. You can find me at Kundalini Jewelry. That's where I make the intentional pieces for protection and just amplifying your own energy and staying safe out there in the astral as well as the physical. And then I can also find me at Noble Dose. That's the music. We also do the tuned frequency stuff and keep the vibes high and just educate people as well as just have fun. And then guardiansofgaia.pma. That's our shared collective page.
That's on
Definitely get at
IG,
us.
right? Guardiansofgaia.pma.
PMA.
Yeah,
Yep.
PMA stands for the Private Ministerial Association. And yeah, that's where you
Perfect.
can find us.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all for hopping on with me. Man, everybody, y'all stay safe out there. Stay connected to your roots. Take your herbs. Ask questions. Be at peace. Have some love and breathe deep today. I'll holla at y'all on the next week's episode. I appreciate my guests for coming in today. And I'll holla at y'all later.
Peace.
Peace, peace.
Peace, y'all.
Oh, whoa.
Hey.